And to each and every one of us that did whatever it took to make it this far. Sorry. I'll start by thanking my parents. Those two have sacrificed so much in their lifetime to let me experience the privilege of receiving an education, even at the cost of their own. They've taught me the value of knowledge and that nothing can come between my hopes and dreams except myself. Next, I'd like to appreciate my younger brother, my only sibling. As cheesy as I can be, he is truly my inspiration to be the best version of myself possible. Ms. Good. So, yeah, Ms. Good is a change we were all waiting to see. The rainbow after the storm, and let me tell you, it was a big storm. But today, I stand before you as a personification of conflictedness. I find myself on this stage experiencing various emotions, and maybe some of you empathize with me on that point. Firstly, and perhaps most obviously, I'm filled with a sense of happiness. I lost my spot. Ooh. Okay. I'm fine. Okay. But at the end of the period, day, or week, I would get back up more often than not with the help of a friend or teacher and keep going for more days like this one. When I look back at my 4 years at Emory, those struggles have only made this moment even sweeter. Everyone on this field in the blue and gold gowns have survived Ms. Critchlow's wrath. Retiring, to be more specific. So we hope you enjoy your time fishing and swaying in your hammock, and thank you for all that you've done for our district, and we will truly miss you. And also, the Santa Fe campus, let's all remember that. Remember the water fountains that barely reached our hips? It was like reliving elementary school, but surprisingly enough, it was and occasionally still an arduous journey. While I have always been ready to continue my academic endeavors, I'm also filled with a deep sense of anxiety and sadness. I, like many of my peers, have been at this district since kindergarten, some even since pre-K. The last 4 years of my life have been dedicated to this high school and for making some real change. And I will admit, I personally could have done so much more. But for what we as a class have accomplished, it has made Emory history. My debate partner and I were the first team from Emory to make it to nationals in Washington, D.C. from Emory. Thanks to our wonderful coach with the Van Talks, Ms. Critchlow. United as we should. Regardless of whichever structures and systems that continue to plague our schools, societies, this country, that makes us work 100 times harder, there's no doubt in my mind that this class will create the change that we want to see and that we all need to see. And I think all of us can take some pride in that. The class of 2018 has and will continue to enhance the definition of what it means to be an Emory Spartan, wherever we may go. We are not the stereotypes that were forced upon us day by day, and we have already done enough to prove them wrong. So while I may be feeling a vast amount of emotions today, I'm pretty sure that I am sure enough proud to have been part of this journey with all of you. Thank you so much for making these past 4 years the most memorable yet, and plan on checking for an Evite from me in 10 years for a high school reunion. Congratulations to the one and only class of 2018.
I've met some of my best friends here at Emory.
Yes.
Thank you. I first and foremost would like to thank my supportive family for always being by my side. I would also like to thank all the teachers and staff here at Emory, especially Principal Ms. Good, for being very supportive. And graduates, we've made it. We made it past 4 years of high school. Now, as we all embark on a long journey to pursue different career paths and enter the real world, we must continue to establish high expectations of ourselves by setting goals or milestones we want to accomplish, and by being prepared to overcome failure. We must also continue to carry a positive mindset into college and into our future endeavors. Although, right now, everything may not be clear, choosing a major or even a future job, but that's okay. Just remember that if you have dreams and passions, you must follow them. Your happiness is a key driving force that will ensure your success. Thank you, class of 2018, and I wish you all the very best.
necessary to get us where we are today. There's an old saying, isn't just a piece of paper. I mean, we worked for it. All the hard work, effort, stressing, crying, we all got here. But a diploma is more than just a printed piece of paper. It's a symbol and an acknowledgement of the quality education offers us. Motivation, knowledge, communication, how to appreciate our successes, and more importantly, overcome our failures. Qualities that we need throughout our lifetime. So while graduation is not a finish line, rather it is a starting line for the various journeys we all will travel. Journeys that may take us in different directions, while life being our journey. All of our achievements should be taken only as starting points for our further accomplishments. Throughout our lives, there will be obstacles we all have to be prepared for. It is worth pushing ourselves and being strong. Tonight, we walk this stage in anticipation, fulfilling the goals and dreams we set for ourselves. Be brave, be focused, be determined, and above all, be yourself. I'll leave you all with the quote of Oscar Wilde, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." Thank you.
Welcome, friends and family, in the class of 2018. When thinking about graduation, it was never sure how to feel. It always seemed like a far-off dream. Putting on the cap and gown just made it reality. We're all lined up in the hallway, and the band was beginning to play, and that's when we realized this is it. The next stage of our lives begin right now. Although sometimes we had really bad attitudes and leading some to believe we were ready to give up, we knew that was not an option. We always knew that once this moment came, it would all pay off. The long nights and early mornings, the frustration and exhaustion for the preparation of this moment. Our teachers allowing us to come in sleepy and cranky, and they still pushed us to the best of our ability. Through Davis's test that threw us off every time, through DeCoven's 3 to 4 worksheets a day, we struggled. Yes. And all the other classes we seemed to stress about, we actually did it. We made it to this moment where we hope we made our families proud. Now we can let go of this stress and get ready for the new stress. I remember in 9th grade, I wanted to give up and was over the whole idea of high school and having to come here every day, sit with the same people and the same teachers, and even doubted many times that I could actually do this, that I'll actually be up here finishing. I pushed myself to make it through the next three years. And through those 3 years, I learned a lesson, that my life depends on the energy I put out. And it shows how much I am invested. No one can suppress my dreams but me, only if I allow people to push me to that point. Just as no one can achieve the dreams but me. Lastly, I just want to thank all the teachers who put up with my crying and my laughter, really bad laughter, and even my anger. And I appreciate all you guys done for me. And to my class, of 2018, we made it. Thank you.
I had to make some tough decisions when I was in college. I'm the only person in my family to go to college. I was the only person in my family to have a salary. Do you understand? My parents had to clock in and out every day that they went to work, right? I know people talk about self-care and all that stuff now. That's a foreign concept to my parents. And so I don't take those things lightly. And what I'm saying is things will be hard for you. They will be. Welcome it. Ask for it. Get it up front. Get it out the way. Because when you scar, what happens is your skin grows back stronger. And then you scar again, it grows back even stronger. And then you do it again and again. You are from Emory High School. You are Spartans. You need to act out. You need to show that. You need to be proud of the little small school that don't nobody know about that you came from. They can call it IKEA school, Pixar school. No, damn it, it's your school. The other thing is avoidance all around you. while I was at school, see, my parents were clean, but there's this thing in addiction called addict behaviors. That means that even after I stopped using the drugs, there is a thing that I did to get the drugs and how I survived, and it's just embedded in me now, right? And so they would call me with a lot of problems. People from Chicago would call me with a lot of problems. And a lot of my black friends that I started college with did not finish because they felt like they had to take care of home. But one thing that stuck with me was I understood early, and a lot of my friends didn't, that if I don't do what I need to do for me, I will never be able to take care of home. I will be stuck at home with everybody else. So you go away and you come back, and I want to say, I just moved my parents back across the country, and I'm sending them to the Bahamas. My mama ain't never left the country before. Ever. But that's avoiding distractions. There's a thing called delaying gratification. What that means is, sometimes the thing right in front of you ain't the best thing, but if you can just hold out, and hold on a little while longer. See, right now, I know this was tough, but you're about to go into something very different. And you're gonna see things, and you're gonna have things put in front of you that you've never seen before. And if you don't have people there with you, and if you don't know, you are walking into a world where there is not mommy and daddy to help you. And I know your parents love you, and I know your people love you, but now you are responsible for you and for your decisions. I wasn't the smartest kid. I don't want people to say, oh, he got this doctorate, he got a company, it's because he had great parents and this, that, and the third. I love my parents. They did the best they could with what they had. But I'm not no better, no smarter, or any of that. Is that nobody? Nobody. I don't think anybody in this crowd. I don't think nobody out there. I don't think nobody at my office. I don't think anybody at my doctorate program. Nobody's going to outwork me. I will die before I let somebody outwork me. And if you carry that with you, you will be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. Class of 18, I need y'all to go rep really hard, man. I need y'all to really celebrate tonight. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you.
Honor to a great man, so please bear with me if I cry. What can I say about Mr. Davis? The first time I met Mr. Davis was when I was a freshman. I met him through my sister Bria. She told me how hard his classes would be and what to expect. She gave me tips on how to take notes, how to study for tests, and how to keep my grades up in his class. 10th grade was the first time I was actually a student in your class. That entire semester, I managed to keep a B, and I was surprised I did that. My first impression when I met with Mr. Davis was he's a very stern and strict teacher. I was very nervous to ask him for help when I was first introduced to new topics. It took me all the way to my senior year to actually ask him for help, and I only did that because my mother was down my back. I wasn't the smartest kid or the greatest test taker, but I always managed to keep my work up in his class. Well, sometimes. He has shared so many great stories about his personal experiences throughout life. He even made them sound so special to me because he connected them back to me in a way that I could understand and reflect on them. Over my past years in school, I learned that I can't sit in the back of the class and not ask for help because it's going to hurt me in the long run. And I realized that in the middle of my senior year, it hurted me so much. Sorry, hold on. The greatest life lesson he has given me was to never rely on others, and I should always be one step ahead of the game. I remember a couple of weeks ago looking into the 1998 yearbook at pictures of my mom and dad and seeing that Mr. Davis was their teacher too. Wow, this was 20 years ago, guys. That's my papa. We should name Mr. Davis Emory's national landmark so then he wouldn't be allowed to move. My mother and I have talked about memories of Mr. Davis. Did you know that his hair used to be brown? And also, his lectures were very long-winded. One thing I'm going to miss about Mr. Davis is the long talks about the New England Patriots. He can go on about his favorite team and sing you in your favorite hat. Mr. Davis is not only a wonderful teacher, but a great man overall. He has been a father, grandpa, and AKA papoose, as Justina will say, and a mentor wrapped all in one. He showed the class of 2018 and many classes before us lessons we could take along with us to college and future events we have. So I'm saying, happy retirement and best wishes in New Hampshire from the class of 2018.
perseverance is like a solar eclipse. In a solar eclipse, the sun stays behind the moon. But as time goes on during the night into the morning, the sun reveals itself. Short to say that when the sun becomes equivalent to the sky, it stays and becomes higher and higher. Live in that moment. When you hit that point where you are succeeding, treat it like your shoes, makeup, or hair. Serious. Your mind is made up, and now this is the real test, which is life, which is like a solar eclipse, where perseverance will become a big factor in your life. Next page. Gravity, which were your teachers, Mr. Davis, Miss Teacher Tree, Mr. Burns, and the rest of y'all. Mentors, Sean, and more. And your parents who helped all the way, Bro Kamar, my mom, and my father. Thank you. Now it's time for you to take the skills that you have learned and be bright and get higher and higher, just like the sun. Pursue your own happiness. Don't forget to shoot for the stars, and always remember in your pursuit to happiness, you matter most. Not your mentors, not your trainer in the weight room, Melvin, but you. And may I please have Miss Good come up for a second on the behalf of the class of 2018.
Come on, Mama Good.
We would like to take 1 second to thank you for
You gotta stand up for her.
persevering through all the shenanigans, buffoonery, and trouble that we students put you through. You've been there to support us each and every day when times get rough. And on the behalf of the class of 2018, I want to award you with these flowers and say thank you.
Coach B, on behalf of myself, the entire Emory family, particularly the class of 2018, thank you so much for everything you do for us every day.
Y'all cute.
And just like Charles Cole said, they used to say, "Aren't we part of Berkeley Farms?" No, we're not. And I just like to say I'm here every day because I like to give back to the students, and that is what I'm here for.
Yes.
And even though my baby is graduating, I will still be here next year. So class of 2019, get ready because you guys will have a fabulous year. Thank you.
Navigated the confusion that can often accompany growth through the turbulent teen years. You've learned how to adjust, to fit in as you changed and began to learn who you were, even at 8:30 in the morning. Well, 8:45 for some of you. I've seen tremendous change in so many of you over the years. Your bright smiles, your unique personalities, your sense of humor, how I will remember you.
I know.
You learned how to be there in support of your friends and your family in challenging times.
He has my number. He'll text me.
We hope that your experiences in and out of the classroom are transformed into knowledge, strength, and character. In a matter of minutes, you will walk off this field, no longer seniors. As such, it is easy to be overcome by new feelings that independence can bring. Freedom to make new decisions, the ability to decide which fork in the road to take. You may wonder, what if I don't make the right choices? As you are faced with these choices, try to avoid letting your decisions be influenced by ego, materialism, vanity, or peer acceptance.
I need this.
Find happiness, but not a false understanding of what happiness is. New things quickly become old things, which is why things cannot bring you happiness. Look within yourself. You will find it.
Thank you.
The poorest person can be happier than the richest. We need only look to Washington to see it. The happiest people do not have or have to have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything out of what they do have. Make the best of what is to come your way. As you leave here in pursuit of your interest, expand your mind, enhance your talents, but always ask, is what I'm doing good for me, good for my family, and my community? Whether you enter a university or the workplace, make your primary focus attaining knowledge and skills. You do not control what someone will pay you or how someone will grade you, but you do control the effort you put out, the knowledge you gain, and the skills you will develop. Your day will come. The following is an excerpt from the Paradoxical Commandments, written in 1968 by a 19-year-old Harvard sophomore, Kent Keith. Keith's words were prolific enough that Mother Teresa hung them on the wall of her children's home in Calcutta. In part, they read, "People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway." The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you may get kicked in the teeth, but give the world the best you have anyway. You are my last graduating class from Emory High School. I have enjoyed seeing you grow from year to year. Changing from young teens to young adults, you have called me by many names: Davis, Day-Day, Papu, favorite teacher. I am honored by each, as they were created by you and a reflection of you. They are also one of the things that made teaching here at Emory special. For as long as I live, I will never forget you. I leave remembering your smiling faces, your sense of humor, your laughing at comments that you did not realize I overheard. So on behalf of everyone at Emory, we say farewell to you, the class of 2018, and wish you the very best wherever your path may take you. Thank you, congratulations, and goodbye.
Yesenia Perez Rojas.
Yeah! Go Yesenia!
Yesenia played soccer, and she was co-president of the La Raza Club, and she'll be attending San Francisco State University.
Oh, look at Yessie! You guys look so pretty!